Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, good evening, friends. This is CA Piyush Chandak from WIRC. I welcome all of you today evening for a seminar on Audit Quality Maturity Model, which is provided by our institute's Audit Quality Center for Audit Quality. And today we have with us our beloved CCM CA Durgesh Kabraji. Before that, before his introduction, I'll request all of you to place your hand on your heart for the ICI motto. ICI motto, please.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रं तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Thanks all of you. So today we have with us our beloved CCM, CA Durgesh Kabraji. So I'll request CA Durgesh Kabraji to please have your wisdom of words. Words of wisdom, please. Durgesh sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Piyush Chandak, the Regional Council member of the WIRC. The speaker of today's session, CA Chandan Lahoti from Pune, and all the participants for this virtual CPE meeting on the Audit Quality Maturity Model, version 1. So, friends, it's indeed a pleasure to be part of this virtual CPE meeting, which is on a very important topic, a new topic, a topic where India is leading, and the India has developed this model. We feel proud that the time has gone where we were to only copy the standards, maybe auditing standards, maybe standards on auditing or some other things, or we were converging the same according to the Indian conditions. But we feel proud as a Central Council member or as a convener of Center for Audit Quality Directorate, which was set up in 2020 by the then visionary leader, CA Atul Gupta ji, who was the president at that time. And it has come into mind while he was having a discussion with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, where they were expecting that there must be a Center for Audit Quality in India. And this was supposed to be done by some industry organization, and they were supposed to tell them, but we grabbed this opportunity and we set up the Center for Audit Quality. We are the second in the world to have this after USA. USA to have the Center for Audit Quality, the CAQ, and ours is Center for Audit Quality. And friends, let me tell you, under this, what is the terms of reference of setting up the Center for Audit Quality? or what is going to be the work of the Center for Audit Quality. So Center for Audit Quality is going to work for research or organize the various program or have the capacity building webinars, seminars, certificate courses, or come out with the various publications where the audit on the audit quality and where the audit quality is at the importance. Friends, as we all know that audit quality is a very important aspect of the chartered accountancy profession. Today, as we know that stakeholders have grown beyond the shareholders and auditors need to do more in less time. The expectations from the auditors have indeed increased. The time has gone where the expectation from the auditors was of watchdog. So we still say that we are watchdog, but yes, expectations by the stakeholders is of the bloodhound. They feel that the auditors should be in a position or should find out the various lapses in their accounting systems, if there is any fraud, that too, and report on that. The reason being, on the basis of the report of the auditors, the decisions are being made by the stakeholders to invest in the company, to divest from the company also. And if the auditors do wrong reporting, then it creates the problem. So just to measure the audit quality, we thought of that though the audit quality cannot be measured, and the reason being that nowhere in the world this audit quality has achieved the universal recognition. Nowhere it has been defined that what is the audit quality, but it is a very, very subjective task where we need to use our professional skill set and skepticism to have the best of the quality for rendering the assurance services. And friends, to keep a watch on that, to build the capacity of our firms or our members, the Institute has thought of to come out with the audit quality maturity model version 1. And I feel proud that India is the first country to have a matured model for audit quality. Beside India, in the world, none of the institution who's regulating the auditing and accounting profession is having this kind of maturity model. Friends, this maturity model is basically a capacity building measure to initiate, to build the capacity of Indian firm. And this has been initiated by the Center for Audit Quality. Friends, this maturity model is having 3 areas where the various AQI has been put, audit quality indicators have been put, and on the basis of those audit quality indicators, the points have been allocated. Total number of the scores for firm maturity is 600. The first section is is relating to the practice management operation. The second is relating to the human resource management. And the third is relating to the practice management, strategic and functional. The first one is having the total score of 280 points. The second one is having the total score of 240 points. And the third one is having the score of 80 points, total amounting to 600 points. And friends, let me tell you, that this audit quality maturity model is going to be mandatory from 1st of April 2023 to all those firms in India who are auditing the financial statement of listed entities or of the banks or of the insurance company. However, the branches of banks and insurance company are not covered for this purpose. So if a firm is the auditor of a branch of bank or of the insurance company, then it will not be applicable. They need to be the statutory auditor of the bank or of the insurance company or of any listed company. So this is what is regarding the applicability is concerned. And it was thought in the mind that these are the entities where the public is interested and where the public has invested money, and therefore the assurance service provider needs to have the best of the audit quality, and which can be measured also. So we have come out with this audit quality maturity model. Friends, there are various level for this. The first level is up to 25% marks received into this have been secured by the firm is level 1 firm. 25% to 50%, about 25% and up to 50% is level 2 firm. Above 50% to 75% is level 3 firm, and above 75% in each section is level 4 form. So this has to be in each section, right? And level 1 firms are in the nascent stage, whereas the level 4 firm is in the indicates that they have made the significant adoption of the standards and procedures and should focus in optimizing the same further. That is what is there in case of level 4 and level 1. Level 1 needs to do a lot of things to improve upon, and they are lagging behind like anything they have to improve upon for 2 and level 3 also. And friends, let me tell you, this is going to help all the audit firms to have the proper audit documentation, audit planning, and checklists made available to them. They will be making. Nobody knows what are the requirements of the. Nobody knows. I'm using this word for the majority of the person. There are firms who knows about the standards on auditing and everything, but majority of the firms doesn't know about the SQC, and SQC compliances, SQC1 compliances have not been done. Now the time is changing. SQC1 is being replaced by SQM1 and SQM2, standard quality management. There will be 2 now instead of 1, and there will be various things which are likely to be adopted as the policy by the assurance and audit firm. So that care has to be taken by us. So in case of the third one section, the negative scoring is also being given for some of the criteria. So I believe if you are the firm where to whom this audit quality maturity model is applicable, please take care. Do evaluate your firm till 31st of March uh, 2023. This is this is required to be self-evaluated. And from 1st of April 2023, if you are required to be evaluated, you can get yourself evaluated by the peer reviewer, who is also known as the AQMM reviewer. You need to pay certain charges. And once your review is being done by the peer reviewer or the AQMM reviewer, who is empaneled with the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, and some level is assigned to you, that you are in level 1, 2, 3, and 4, then the name of these firms will be published on the website of ICAI in the category, whether it is level 1 category, level 2 category, level 3 category, or level 4 category. No scoring will be published on the ICAI website. So the stakeholders will come to know that in level 1, these many firms are there. In level 2, these many firms are there. In level 3, these many firms are there. And in level 4, these many firms are there. And they comes to know, they all firms get a level playing fields, and stakeholders comes to know that yes, there are not only 2, 3, 4, 5 firms, but into this particular category, there are 50 firms, 60 firms, 70 firms or so. So approximately 2,000 firms are there in India, which are doing the listed companies audit. It will become applicable to all those firms. They need to go through self-evaluation process as well as mandatory evaluation process after 1st of March 2023. And I wish they do all these things for improvement in the audit quality in their firm, and it will help them to have the documentations properly, audit plan properly, and audit evidence documented properly. And when you are having all these with you, I'm sure, friends, if something wrong happens to your client, none of the stakeholders will be in a position to question you. And if they question you, you will have the reply of everything, giving them with the supporting which you are having as a documented proof in your audit documentation to also. And let me tell you that we are coming out with 4 audit tools. One is data analytical tools, another one is practice management tool, third one is the digital library, and fourth one is the audit documentation tool. So all these tools will be made available to all of you free of cost for the first year, and probably thereafter we will be charging a very little amount, which is going to be a maintenance cost for that particular tool. So be ready for technological changes. Keep yourself updated with all these things, and I'm sure when you will be using all these kind of tools and this AQMM model, I am 100% sure that the quality of your assurance services will improve. There is no doubt about it. With this, I thank you all for giving me a patient listening, and wish that you, after listening this session from Chandan, you go and evaluate your firm, whether it is applicable to you or not applicable to you. Go and evaluate and see that where you need to improve upon, and what kind of work you should do, you should not do, and how the things need to take place, and how you need to make the changes in your practice area, and systems and policy at the firm. You can decide upon all these things, and accordingly you can start maintaining all these things. So thank you very much for giving me a patient listening, and I wish you a happy learning in this particular webinar, which is there, a virtual CP meeting, which is there. And I'm sure the Chandan would be in a position to explain you this audit quality maturity model in a much better way, point by point. And there is also technical guide, which will be available after 15th of August, most probably. And there will be another publications named as FAQ, frequently asked question, where about 43 questions are there. Or if you have any doubt about that, you'll come to know. And thereafter also, I would request that wherever you have doubt, start writing to the institute at the email ID caq@icai.in, caq@icai.in, wherever you need any clarification with respect to the implementation of this in your organization, in your firm. Feel free to write to us. We will be in a position. We will try to guide you so you can improve the level of your firm in the assurance services. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Durgesh sir. It is indeed a pleasure and proud to hear from you that India is the first country to apply and implement about the AQMM audit quality maturity model. And as sir has already informed, the Center for Audit Quality has its own email ID of ICI. So members are requested to post their queries, whatever it is, on that particular email ID. To listen about this audit quality maturity model, I think we have a prolific speaker, and I'm fortunate to introduce to him before you, CA Chandan Lahoti. He is a partner with Ahuja Walecha and Associate Pune, and is responsible for corporate development and strategy. Before this, he was with SRBC and Company LLP for 15 plus years and was servicing as a director with SRBC Pune branch and specialized in statutory audits. He has worked on audit assurance engagement of large multinationals in India as well as overseas. As a part of SRBC, he has led and managed audit of large listed entities, including the likes of Cummins India, BFL, Eaton, etc. He has worked on the diverse industry, right from heavy engineering, automotive, information technology, and startups. Though Chandan has worked in audit and assurance, he has great domain knowledge in direct and indirect taxes as well. He is very active on various industry forums of the likes of MPF, MIG, etc. He likes mentoring fresh qualified CAs and is a mentor with various groups across India. He's also been active speaker on various topics at SRBC India level and at ICI at different forums. And so we have with us CA Chandan Lahoti. Over to you, Chandan sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Piyush ji. Thank you, Durgesh sir. I am privileged to be here today. I will just present my slides and then I'll take it forward. Just allow me some time. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Great. I think so. Already, I will take to next slides. About an AQMM, already Durgesh sir has said us what exactly is an AQMM and why an AQMM has come. But overall, I would say this is a very, very important initiative already done by ICI. What are expectations from an auditor? I think so due to a lot of changes in a social, economical environment, an audit professional always need to keep looking. Further, what we have seen, SS 706 EOM, 701 CAM, how it got satisfied overall. Then CARO 2020 came, extensive reporting, Schedule 3. Still a lot of work is to happen in this domain. Overall, if we see checklist, very important, documentation, very important, professional judgments, very important. And then definitely to factor all this, the Center of Audit Quality has come up with an AQMM as a model, which definitely will help us. So these there are three key things in an AQMM. It is a capacity building measure. So overall, AQMM will guide, will help to build the capacity within the firm. It's a self-evaluation to start with an audit maturity and identify the areas where competencies are required and where improvement is possible. And the last but not least, it gives us a roadmap for upgradation to a higher level of maturity, what is required in a firm. What is quality audit? Quality audit is an important part of an organization. quality management system and is a key element in an audit firm overall quality standards. With an advancement of a new technologies, it is always more important for an auditor to get their hands on a new age technologies like data analytics, robotics, automation, and constant improvement on audit quality metrics. And hence this initiative of an AQMM, which will help us cross-function within the firm, HR function, setup in the firm, leadership, IT, audit tools, human resource, etc. That way it will help us again. So what we are doing, we'll do an interactive session whenever I am discussing on any of the topic. If you have any query, raise hand and we'll discuss on those particular items. Hope that's okay. What to do to enhance audit quality? To enhance the audit quality, because users totally depend on the audit quality to have a confidence in the financial statement. Audit quality in a way is a subject and a complex matter. And audit quality should be improved at a firm level, engagement level, at a national level. Next 2 to 3 slides, I will discuss why an AQMM was needed, why firm has come up, why institute has come up with an AQMM, because there were a lot of items which need to be catered at a national level, and hence an AQMM came. And then definitely after 2-3 slides, we'll discuss on each individual item on AQMM. So as part of the peer review, there were a lot of weaknesses being identified, such as technical standards not followed by the firms, audit documentation is inadequate, management representations which are basic, which were not taken on file, written communication with those charged with governance were not given at the closure of the audit that these are the open issues, etc., or everything was clean, etc. No practice manual or quality review manual maintained by the firm. So these are very basic. If we read, one can say these are very basic items, but still these were not followed. To address this, overall, from peer review board perspective, Center for Audit Quality, they came up with an AQMM. Overall, what is the framework and objective and audit quality? To give a fair idea to the stakeholders of the financial statement, overall stakeholders should believe that the quality of the financial statements, overall quality is improved, and creating an awareness over. That was overall an objective. How does one can measure audit quality? Audit quality can be measured through compliance with the laws. If as a profession we develop professional standards, we maintain those professional standards, we can ensure that the compliance with the law is there. Ethical behavior is important. Ethical behavior includes our essence of an audit independence and ensuring the independence is clear, ensuring the firm quality is there for control procedures, etc., and issuing an audit opinion which are appropriate. I think so through AQMM, let's have a next scale of hype for the success of our firm, our institute, etc. So poll question number 1. Can you just present the poll question number 1? Deepak ji, can someone put poll question 1?
Okay, sir.
It's simple because the Durgesh sir in his speech, he has covered this. Start the poll. You have started the poll? Participants, you could see, yes, I think so. People started voting for the poll. I think so. all three questions has come together. You can attempt all three. We'll just wait for few 5 seconds and then we will close the poll. Hope you could see all three questions in the poll. Okay, we'll end the poll. I think so you could see the result. For the first question, is it applicable largely only to the auditors auditing the listed companies? 68% said yes, balance say no. Yes, it is largely applicable only for the audit of the listed companies, but it is also applicable for the banks, insurance, and we'll discuss that in detail. Is it applicable for the branch auditors in case of banks? Answer is no, only for the parent auditor of a bank and not for the branch. Is there is a difference between SQC1 and ISQM? Yes, there is a difference and we'll discuss in detail. I have few slides which I have covered in next with regard to ISQM and SQC. Thanks. I think so second poll also we covered. We'll discuss in detail about ISQM with regard to AQMM applicability. It is applicable for an auditor stroke firm who is doing an audit of a listed entity, banks other than cooperative banks, insurance companies. However, firm doing only branch audits are not covered. AQMM, as Durgesh sir has specifically mentioned that from 1st April 2023, it would be mandatory and the firm need to comply with the AQMM and do a self-rating and publish on the institute's website. Any question till now from anyone's side? You can just pause for 5 seconds. If there is a question, I can take. I can't see on chat if anyone is mentioning because I'm on a slide. If anyone is there, you can raise your hand. Okay. So going to the next slide. Overall, the AQMM is divided. Okay, I could see one chat. Why would it not be applicable to branches? Because they, to start with, it is only covered. Screen is not visible. Can others guys can share the PPT? I could. Is it visible now? Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. So to start with, it is only applicable for the main auditors of the bank because the branch auditors does small branches, etc. Overall, to start with, it is only for the directly impacting stakeholders, and gradually then it would be added for various other firms. So, which slide you could see? Can you see slide number, page number 12? I'm on page number 12. Can everyone see page number 12? Okay, let me try again. Okay, thanks, you told. Can you see now slide 12? Okay, Mayank, you could see slide 12, correct? Everyone, can you confirm on the chat box that you could see slide number 12? Great, thank you. Okay, so overall the AQMM is segregated into 3 sections. Section 1 on a practice management operation. There are 9 subsections, and each subsection is further divided into a score, a maximum score, and there is a range. You might get 4, 6, 8, 12. We'll discuss those in details. So this is the first section. Overall, how you can improve on the operations of a firm We'll discuss those in this slide. The next is on human resource management. Overall, how we can improve in this 5 subsection about our human resource, our people across levels, partners, managers, interns, etc. We'll discuss those, and individual maximum scores has been mentioned. The third is overall strategic and function. It will totally depend on our infrastructure, firm, SQC, etc. So this we discussed overall 600 points. So I think so. I've done full screen. You can't see the full screen right now. Not.
हेलो
Okay.
हेलो
Yeah.
सर आपका स्लाइड फुल स्क्रीन में दिखा नहीं रहा है, मगर आप काम करिए, वहां पे देखिए डिस्प्ले सेटिंग दिखा रहा है ना सर, ऊपर ऊपर देखिए।
करता हूँ I will do that. I think so. I was doing full. Okay, hold on.
नहीं सर, यहाँ पे नहीं, आप ऊपर देखिए ना, डिस्प्ले सेटिंग दिखा रहा है, देखिए।
एक मिनट allow. Just allow. स्क्रीन ही कर देता हूँ ना, या फिर प्रेजेंटेशन कर दो। होल्ड ऑन, एंड देन आई डू अ प्रेजेंटेशन। अब दिख रहा है फुल? अब दिख रहा है? कैन समवन कंफर्म?
यस सर।
You could see full screen now?
सर फुल स्क्रीन है सर। ओके
Okay, great. Okay. So see the below section. So overall, basis the points, the firm level would be decided. So for example, out of 600 points, if a firm is getting 25% of the points, then it's a level 1 firm. Level 1 firm indicates that the firm is at a very nascent stage and will have to take immediate step to upgrade the competency. Then level 2, level 3, level 4. The firms which are at today's stage, who have good capacity, good infrastructure, good overall, will fall under level 4. Okay. Basis this levels, the company will select whether an audit to be done in those firms. So it's very important, we all to reach in level 4 firm. If you don't reach here, the chances of we not getting the best of best audits is there, and hence our approach should be to reach here. Okay. And year on year we can improve. And I think so, as Durgesh sir said, it's very clear what I did. So I will tell you, I was in a big firm for 15 years, doing an audit of all listed entities, etc. Last 6-8 months, I'm in a mid-sized firm. Last 1 year, I am watching this AQMM, and I've used this tool practically in a mid-sized firm. And I tried to use it. Yes, at a start, it's difficult, but it's helping me because this helps the firm to indirectly grow. So this is a tool, if we use, the firm automatically grows because we have at time take the right decision which is required to grow. That was my personal experience. Okay. We now in next 70-80 minutes we'll cover on all individual items, and I will quickly cover those items. Wherever if you have any query, we will just wait. Otherwise, I will cover about that particular item. The first is revenue from the audit and assurance. If there is a firm, and in a firm, if a revenue from an audit is more than 50% or less than 50%, If it's more than 50% but less than 75%, then you get 5 marks out of 8. And if it's more than 75%, you get 8 marks. So Shabbir has a rating. So first year in April 1, 2023, it would be self-rated, Shabbir. But as we have a peer review members, we will have an AQMM members who would be coming and rating the firm. So within next, once it has been implemented, first the firm need to do a suo motu review and mention the level of the firm in the institute website. And then gradually there would be people who would be coming and rating. Shabbir, hope I've clarified and you understood. So overall, if you see, although it is to be noted that although AQMM is itself applicable to the firm performing a statutory of a specific entity, the framework provide impetus to the firm overall. Okay. And when the stat revenue from audit means statutory audit, certification, tax audit, internal audit, GST audit, now it's not applicable, but overall, if it comes forensic audit, sustainability audit, social audit, everything would be included. Okay. On the next side, if you see, the first was revenue. The second is, does the firm has a vision and mission statement? So what institute is saying, let's have a vision, what we want to do, where we want to achieve, where we want to take a firm, which service lines we need to improve, which service line we should have more, ethical things, etc. And if so, answer is yes. If no, 0. Simple. Right now, they are not getting into vision, kaisa banaya hai, what should be the mission, etc. But they're saying, do you have? Okay. So if yes, 4, if no, 0, maximum mark 4. Next, practice manual. Practice manual means what? Methodology. Whether the firm has a methodology in place. Methodology include audit methodology, methodology include staffing, methodology include assisting, training, clarifying doubts, etc. Whether firm has standard formats for letter of representation, letter of engagements, significant work papers, whether they have a formats, reports, etc. Simple score. Yes, no. If it's there, yes. If no, 0 marks. Quality review manuals, audit tools. Do we have a checklist for client acceptance, engagement acceptance, whether firm is doing client acceptance, detailing, fraud hai kya us company mein, whether the promoter is involved in criminal cases, etc. Whether there is more debt, a vigilance done or not. Second is independence of engagement, whether that evaluation is done or not, whether company is signing those forms or not. Sorry, firm is signing those forms or not. Does a firm maintain oral register for withdrawal, rejections of policy templates, etc.? Simple, yes, no, marks. In 1.3, there are several questions. First is client acceptance and independence. Then firm maintain withdrawal engagement. Standard checklist for accounting and auditing, basic. Whether company has standard audit documentation for business understanding, sampling basis, materiality determination, data analytics, control evaluation, whether controls are effective, not effective, whether they have a, next is quality control, SQC1 followed, not followed, remedial actions, etc. So all this has become very important. Now comes the service delivery effort. So for example, whenever you take an engagement, You need to first understand whether we have that capacity to do that engagement, whether we have a capacity, whether we have all levels of people at a partner level, at a manager level, at a junior level, whether we are doing budgeting, whether we are quoting a correct fee. All those will have now points. We'll just stop here. Any questions till now? Because everything is just a question answer based model, but we can discuss more in detail what exactly need to be done, how it need to be done. If you believe you are is specific point, let's discuss how you can do practically from a cost perspective, from an evaluation perspective, from a people perspective, we can discuss. Do we do budget to actual? Scoring will be totally depend कि differences कितना आता है. Whether we have deployed technology, whether do we have timesheets to be maintained by the team, whether we have project management tool, whether we track activity by activity. This is very important. Yes, Vishal, that is also fine, but that should be available in company's database, SharePoint somewhere. Yeah, but normally illustrative from standard doesn't cover all items. Wherever there are more, we need to have those. As and when we need to develop Vishal those. Okay. Networking guidelines. No, so networking guidelines means overall, whether from an institute perspective, have you mentioned we are networking firm, then everything would be included. If you are not mentioned, then it would not. So for example, there is one firm who's a stat audit, other tax audit. Have you classified that as a networking firm within the system or not is important to be decided. This is the third poll questions already we have taken. Now going to the next, there's a firm has a partner review, quality review. Whether partner is reviewing that much time in audit, how partner is maintaining his timesheets, how to demonstrate that a partner has reviewed, where is the documentation done that partner is reviewed, where are those work papers? Basis those points would be given. Overall, if we maintain the SQC1 guidelines, so standard, what standard requires? Standard requires a firm to establish a system of a quality control that includes policies, procedures addressing 6 major elements: leadership responsibility for quality within the firm, ethical requirement, acceptances and continuations of client relationship, human resource, engagement performance, and monitoring. If these 6 are there, then so this is not part directly of AQMM, but I have covered what that particular section, the last section on practice management quality control is required, and this is through our SQC. Overall, AASB has given this structure of SQC framework, assurance related, other services. These are auditing standards, SA 100 to 800 on auditing, then on engagement review. So I thought of overall giving you a glimpse to understand where it is, why auditing standards are important, very key. Auditing standards are mandatory to be followed by practitioner. So heart and heart tell me, we all read accounting standards. We know most of the accounting standards, but auditing standard is something which we don't follow to the T. Documentation standard, sampling standard, materiality standards. We need to do that. Same is from Companies Act, CARO, ethical standards. I'm just trying to give some highlights why it is important, why we need to do this. Overall on SRE, etc. So quickly, very quickly, so ISQM, I think so Durgesh sir told about ISQM. ISQM is in a way replacement to an SQC, existing SQC. ISQM is globally implemented 15th December 2022 onwards. ISQM would be applicable globally. In India, still it's not being adopted. After 1 year, it would be adopted and then it would be applicable for all auditing firms. So I thought of just giving a gist. What is ISQM? ISQM include about governance and leadership, firm risk assessment, etc. How? Through more robust governance and leadership. It gives establishment quality objective, identify and assess quality risk, design and implement responses. So I'll tell you what is the difference between an ISQ, SQC and ISQM. In SQC, there was a standard which says we need to do this. Now ISQM is something, oh, this is a standard and we need to test. The difference between a process note. So I think so a few years back, IFC came. In ICFR, we used to test control. In ISQM, the firm need to test their own controls on RET, whether the controls which are implemented are designing, functioning or not. That's in nutshell about an ISQM. Anything, any query till now on an ISQM before I go to the next? Anyone want to know anything more? Because all the audit firms who are running should start know about an ISQM, because that is something which would be impacting you directly, indirectly soon. If not, you go to the next. Quality control for engagements, overall number of engagements with finding. If you have any finding which is open with any of the disciplinary committee, then you need to rate accordingly, otherwise not. Whether the next is whether the documentation is according with SQC or not. If it's there, then fine, otherwise you need to rate. Does the firm has an accounting and auditing resource in the form of soft copies of archive Q&As, thought leadership, dedicated shared tests? Appropriate time is spent by the firm to understand the business, risk assessment, planning, engagement. So these are planning related documentation which the firm need to maintain on every engagement. Accordingly score, if yes, then 12, otherwise 0. Whether the firm has, so overall, if you see tool technologies should be done, statutory engagement, rework, find error, efficiencies, etc. You need to, yeah. Number of client disputes with fees, etc. would be benchmark. Whether you are exchanging, meeting clients, client deadlines, etc. So everything would be monitored. You need to start maintaining all these informations. Client sensitization is very important. Do we inform client about audit issues? Do we inform that the hours were monitored, but the number of hours which gone were significantly high? Have we informed that the previous year audit issues? Do we inform that the monitored planned hour versus actual were different? Accordingly points. So very simple. If you are maintaining 8, if you are not maintaining 0. Technology adoption. Whether in the firm we are adopting technology, video conferencing facility adopted, not adopted. Does the firm have a license operating systems? Whether we own the own email domain, email policies, antivirus, malware protection tools, cyber security, etc. accordingly we will have the points. Overall, in next 1 or 2 slides, I would cover about digital auditor and why it's important and what we need to do overall. So overall, in this world, the way our client is accounting, the client is functioning, if we don't understand the digital auditor, if we don't understand the digital terminology, it would be very difficult for us to understand an audit. Do we understand the blockchain concept, data analytics, artificial intelligence, how cloud, how the IT system function, etc. is very important. Whether we can do control testing through use of a technology, etc. Whether internal communication we have any chat box, etc. Those all things need to be done. Do we have a digital library where all the records has been kept? Centralized server, clouds, etc. So overall, so I'll just pause here. Just think. One might have a view, and I want to pause, really pause here, and I want to hear from people. Just give me a second. So few of you can unmute. So overall, what do you believe as of now? You believe that this is a very much on us, or this is a guide for us to do step-by-step improvement about our firm so that we can take the firm to the next level. I want some of the attendees to speak here. You can start talking. I can allow you, you raise your hand or put a chat box, and I want to hear. Do you believe this is very much for a firm to do, or this is possible? Anyone? Yes, Parimal, I have allowed you. You can unmute and you can speak.
So actually, in today's scenario, it is important to do all these things, and the institute has taken initiatives. So we should follow it, and it is possible to do.
Thanks, Parimal. Thanks for your saying this and agreeing to the fact that we as a individual and as a firm, we need to start taking this initiative. Any other who want to add their thoughts? Just raise hand and I will unmute you. Anyone else? Let's hear each other's views. Let's hear what exactly you believe, or if you have any practical problems or kaise kare, anything. Let's discuss on those particular items. Okay, no problem. Confirm me when you can see full screen. I'll just.
Yes, sir.
Full screen you can see, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. We were here. Yes. Still you can see full screen, correct?
सर नहीं हुआ अभी सर, अभी दोनों स्लाइड दिख रहा है.
Okay.
हाँ,
अभी full screen?
जैसे अभी वापस इसके पहले किया था आपने वैसे करिए सर.
Okay.
या फिर यहाँ पे डिस्प्ले सेटिंग दिख रहा है ना सर, वहां पे ऊपर जाइए, वहां पे क्लिक करिए, ऊपर देखिए एकदम. हाँ हो गया सर.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, great. So we discussed on this particular slide. Overall technology related, there are a lot of points. If you see, technology पे 12 points दिए. This is very important. Revenue budgeting and pricing. There's 3 items. First, if you have any single client where turnover is more than 40% of the total revenue of the turnover, you get less point. And if not, then you get more points. So they are saying, don't be dependent on one client.
So it would be, this turnover would be for the current year or the preceding period?
Current fees.
Okay.
Second is fee consideration from scope of services. Also depend 8 points. If you are not adhered to the institute minimum fee standards, then you will lose the points. We'll go to the next section, which is with regard to human resource and management, very important and very touchy to my heart. So overall, what are the issues what we are facing today? Audit quality indicators, input, process, output. I just thought of doing a slide for you guys, all of my friends. Audit professionals, availability is an issue, competency, focus. In process, tone at the top, incentives, independence, infrastructure, monitoring, output is high quality. We need to see how we need to mitigate this. Okay. Okay. So human capital challenges within the audit firm. I just thought of putting this in a slide. We are facing difficulty to recruit the people and retain the talent. Yes or no? I think so. No one is saying. Then I believe that everyone has right level of people in their firm. Already in an audit profession, history of long working hours is an issue. High employee turnover ratio, employee well-being, employee satisfaction, work-life balance. These are the issues what we are facing. And today, I can tell you the problem is of the generation. Okay, and we need to understand them. Anyone who has born before 1980s are a different generation, and anyone and everyone who has born after 2000 is a different generation. And we need to understand that generation people and act up accordingly. Totally, it is important that how we give them the overall culture, employee satisfaction, work-life balance, how we speak about that within the firm, how we entertain them, how we guide them, how we create a culture, etc. is very important. And this has become very important now because to retain the right level of people in the firm has become important. If we don't retain them, we will not able to give the quality. So I've just done one overall maths from various year. So if you see in big firms or the small medium firms, overall rating, how the employee think about their employer. If you see an excess wise, we believe the big firms would be good. No, the small and medium sized firms are also doing pretty good. In work-life balance, even they are better. Overall satisfaction. They're better. Work-life balance is nothing to do with high compensation. It's about overall what we need to achieve them. We do a lot of training for them, technical, soft skills. Do we do technical, soft skill trainings for our people? Is a question mark. Continue training up skills. If we within the firm don't have a capacity to train, 4, 5, 6 firms can come together and do a lot of trainings. Joint efforts on older aspects, on the new aspects. I'm just trying to give a perspective what I thought is important. Anyone has any questions? We can just pause, take any questions, any views on the human resource, staff, availability, etc. If not, we'll go to the next overall 240 questions on human resource. If you see at a firm level, the practice management has 280 points, but human resource management has 240 points, which has become very crucial. And when I discussed on this next slides, the important part is at all levels what you are doing, how you are achieving it, how you are upskilling your people. That's all. And you get 240 points. So whether the firm is doing a resource planning and monitoring the firm policy, the question is whether they have a firm policy. There is 28 points in this section. Whether the firm is hiring as per the skills required, whether there is a matrix, whether there is a tool, spreadsheet for resource allocation between engagements, whether there is a tool for tracking employee activity, identifying the resource, productivity, etc. Basis that you get yes or no points. This is very important. Does firm maintain minimum staff ratio, partner to manager, manager to article? We have one partner, 50 articles. No, there should be a ratio. How many partners, how many managers, how many articles, how many staff? Utilization. Whether the intern are working 80%, 90%, 95%, 115% utilization. Whether those metrics are there, yes, no. Engagement by engagement, resource planning done, not done. So just think, we have a tool readily available with us to implement, to take the firm to the next level. Just an overall analysis which was done by a BDO. Overall, the ratio to partner to staff in the big firms is this way. One partner, 24 people, 21 people, 18 people, 23 people. No, AQMM doesn't, AQMM doesn't suggest any ratio. AQMM just say that at a firm level, you need to have a policy. Everything it is saying, kya policies hona chahiye. This is something which is not part of AQMM. This is I have got from one of the sources so that I can present and give an overall view what it is there. But I think so anything between 20 to 25 is a decent number is my personal view.
So suppose one resource is being shared by 2 or 3 partners.
Yeah.
So how it should be allocated, partner to staff ratio?
So for example, there are 3 partners in a firm and you have a 75 resources.
Right.
That's fine.
No, suppose one manager is working with 2 partners.
Okay.
So in that case, whether
Half. You
Half.
count half. Yeah. Overall, when you count, it's about in the firms, there are issues that number of partners are less and the juniors are more. The issue is a partner who has an overall experience of an audit. He has an eye to check. Issues in all the firms are intern going, auditing, and closing, intern manager. Institute is saying partner need to spend more time. If partner is spending more time, there would be less of issues.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Mayank, I agree with you. And I think so this is very important. We need to start understanding that importance. We as in between this 30s, age 30s, we believe when we were article, we in 2000, 2004, 5, we were working as per our principle. We worked 14, 15, 18, 20 hours. We were treated differently. We believe, yaar, humne to ye sab kiya hai, then what? But that's, time has gone. This is the next generation. We need to do as per the new generation, and it requires a lot of years. So it's called Gen Z. This generation after 2000 is called Gen Z as a terminology. We at our times getting job or a practice, CA, everything was different. Now it's different. We need to factor in those things when we build. This is a very important topic. As a CA, we need to start evaluating, discussing how to retain, how to maintain, how to groom our people. And I think so, these guys, if we give them what they want, it's about understanding what they want, understanding their life's purpose, and treating them. You might feel, yaar, kya purpose pe baat kar raha hai, life and all those. But if we understand them at that detail, they will stay with us. That's what my personal belief. Going to the next on employee training and development. Does the firm have an employee training policy? Whether there's a policy of covering all accounting standard in 6 months or in a year, auditing standards, various other professional development. Whether there is a firm internal CPE policy. One is an institute CPE policy. What is firm internal CPE policy? 40 hours, 80 hours, 20 hours. These are something which is being right side mentioned by the institute as part of an AQMM. 60 hours per junior level, 30 hours mid senior, 30 hours partner. These are over and above the institute ICI CPE hours which need to be done. Here I was trying to say, if we believe we are small firms and we don't have that much bandwidth, because we have only 3-4 people who can talk or who can give a training. 4, 5, 6 firms can come together and we can give training to all our people. So collaboratively, we can do this. Here, if anyone is interested, I would be helping, coming a lot of firms together and giving a lot of sessions so that overall quality improvement within the employees can be improved, because overall, all of us will improve. Next, whether employees are equipped with the technology skill set. Right now, they are expecting AI, blockchain, etc. I think so. AI and blockchain is very at a niche level, but minimum data analytics tools, Excel, macro, can we develop auditing tools, some macros. Definitely for the banks, insurance companies where huge data is there, we need all those. And hence all those have good amount of points. Whether the firm has a performance management culture, rating of an individual. If we have 10 articles, 10 employees, do we do rating of those employees? Rating 1, 2, 3, basis their performance, we do performance evaluation. High reward, high performance, high reward. Do we do a resource turnover and compensation management? Do we have that policy? Overall composition within the firm, between manager, senior manager, juniors, etc. Whether we do that. How many employee turnover ratio we have? How many partners we have retained, etc. Everything would be calculated while calculating the points here. 20 points. Very important. Employee relationship within the firm, how many number of professions versus year employee, statutory contribution, health, insurance, whether we give MLWF, ESIC, PF, whatever it's there, health benefits, insurance for our people. Overall, and how we develop our employee, how we coach, how we mentor, how we keep diversity, how we treat the women employees, etc. Everything would be evaluated. Whether after busy season you give leave, block out 2 days leave, other policies, visual mechanism within the firm, how we are communicating, employee surveys, what we have done after employee surveys, etc. A lot of such points are being discussed. Whether we have a policy of how to recruit, what are the standard questions to be asked, whether partner is recruiting or a senior manager is just recruiting all the people, whether we have a benchmark for their salaries, whether we have the JDs in place. I'll just pause again. My intention is to do a discussion, understand each other's problem and try to find out the solution, how we can use this and still get benefited. Anyone has any questions till now? Okay, going to the next. How overall, whether there would be additional points if we have a DISA employees, an employee who has a DISA holding partners who are holding DISA, IP, whether ACA, FCA, all evaluations will help. Indes, more expertise, diploma courses within the firm, international XPA. Overall, we want to see whether an overall expertise is available, not available, would be considered while calculating the points in this particular section. Very important now. Overall KPIs. Does firm have written KPIs for the performance evaluation of a firm and a partner? A partner evaluation is also equally important. Whether there are set KPIs for the partner, whether it is being measured, evaluated, frequency, every quarter, half a year, once a year. Very important. 32 marks overall this 2.5 section. I think so. I've gone on a wrong slide. Who should be evaluating the performance of partner within the firm? Overall, if there are managing partner, if we have, there is a committee, different committees who would do this. So we were at 2.5. Yeah. Who evaluates the managing partner? I think so. Overall, the from a firm should have a policy that who would be evaluating the managing partner. There would be a committee who would be doing this. Overall, that way it need to be done. So any questions till human resource, then we will go to the next topic. Practice management strategy functions. So I can tell you one thing, what we have done in our firm, definitely there are senior partners, there are junior partners. We have a committee. In every aspects, some or other partner is forming part of that committee. And if there is any grievances, that it goes to the committee. That much flexibility, that much adaptability, I would say that much now flexibility is required within the firm to call ourselves as a medium big firms. We need to come together. Our small, medium-sized practitioners should come together. Institute has come up with a very good concept of association of firms. Now, various firms can come together. Those all things will help us to take to the next step. The last section of today's session is practice management, strategic and functional, is about the firm at a firm level, how we need to take it things. Okay. Does a firm manage the following attributes related to assurance partners only to maintain the same optimum level as deemed fit for the respective organizations? Does the firm have a balanced mix of experience and the new age assurance partners? For example, a firm has 4 or 5 partners, they should have 1 or 2 senior partner, 1 or 2 junior partners, etc. Otherwise, all junior partners. So average age, life, etc. It would be decided, and the balance score would be maximum 8, 4 points if less than 5, and 8 points if more than 10. Because the more seniority, the more experience, the more better firm believes. Is the firm compliant with ICA Code of Ethics? Very important. I'm seeing that most of the small mid-sized firm doesn't have an independence form which is being signed by the people, by the partner, by the employee. Do we take their demat accounts? Do we take whether we are doing an audit of listed company, whether our firm's members, etc., are having shares? Shares is one of the items. There are many in SQC1. There are many things. You can't go with your client alone for a dinner. That's part of SQC. You can't gift them. There is a gifting policy. Are we following those? Are we aware? My question to all of you, are you aware that there is a gifting policy? Can you take a number of gifts from your client? Now I'm talking about audit lines, audit. There are policies. SQC restricts many things. How to ensure conflict of interest, etc. Whether the firm has a whistleblower policy. If it's not, it need to have. There are points for it. Whether the branches in same city have 1 point, branches in metro, tier 1 cities, team size, how collaboration, how networking, how integration of data, etc. is happening for those firms, physical infrastructure, etc. Whether the invoicing, accounting, payroll, etc. is done centralized, decentralized for various branches, etc. Security of information, cloud, data, archival information, whether across the firm implemented, not implemented. Whether overall data analytics tool implemented by the firm, IT infrastructure, assigned, not. 12 points for this item. Whether they have adequate internet bandwidth, VPN, remote working facilities, etc. Whether firm is an ICI peer review certificate, yes or no. Whether firm is empaneled with RBI, CNAG. Additional points. Everything will give you an additional points. Whether the CAG report has given a positive comment, negative comment. Government bodies, authority evaluated, not evaluated, debarred, backlisting, 10 points. Any negative assessment by the quality review board? If so, there would be positive points, negative points. Case against the firm, those would be discussed in detail. I think so. Overall, Now it's time for all of us to take an action. And it's now. If not now, it's never. So overall, I thought of covering overall item. Any questions? Anything what we need to cover, add? Anyone can just raise hand. If anyone has any queries, we can start discussing those queries. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Hi Chandan, thank you so much for enlightening us with this new subject. Uh, uh, I have just two queries. One is if you can help us clarify in terms of the roadmap of this implementation. So, from when it is actually being going to be applicable, will that be a financial year concept, or will the evaluation can be as on need basis? So, if you can throw some light on that. And second would be in terms of implementation, is ICI apart from helping the members in the firms in terms of giving tools, is ICI is also planning to issue some sort of application material, maybe some SOPs or something which the firms can see and they can customize it as per their firm need?
Okay. Good questions, man. Good question. The first question, to answer your first question, man, from 1st April 2023, this would be applicable. Okay. That means as on 1st April 2023, if it doesn't further extend, by that time, all the firms need to self-evaluate themselves, whether you are level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and rate yourself on the institute website. There would be an option available on that day where you will mention XYZ firm is level 2, level 3, level 4. Okay. So accordingly, you need to do it. With regard to SOPs, etc., as of now, detailed guidance, how it need to be done, what need to be done, all those will come, including FAQs. But SOPs is something which is not still being planned. I will discuss further with the CAQ team. Can we come up with an SEQs, etc.? SOPs, which will help firm to further, yeah. But tools, etc., is planning to come. I hope I answered both your queries, man. Correct?
Yeah, thank you.
And I think so in chat box, there was one query on applicable only doing internal audits of listed entity, not stat audit or only internal audits. This is a query Vishal still pending with the CAQ. I've also raised this query with the CAQ team. CAQ team is still discussing on this particular item, and in the FAQ, it is most likely to resolve on this item. Vishal. Hope that's fine, Vishal. Yeah. Anything else? Any practical queries, practical items, anything related to human resource, anything related to implementation, etc. Feel free to ask. We can discuss those items. Yeah, Nitesh, I would share the PPT with the WRC, and WRC can circulate within the year. Even if I attach, I don't think so. You would. Yes, Nadir, there would be an implementation guide. Nitesh, you can reach out to institute and you can get it, or you can write me an email. I will just drop my mobile number in the chat box. You can, if you don't get it from institute, you can drop me a WhatsApp. I will send across the presentation to you. How to resolve the problem of employee attrition. So overall, I think so. about employee attrition, we need to start understanding people first. Understanding the people mean understanding that they are of a different generation, and overall we need to start ensuring what is their what they want, and then trying to giving them what they want. That doesn't mean we don't ask them to work hard, etc. But overall, I think so we need to start understanding the human relationship and getting more closer to them. And this will happen not only we as a partner to an intern, at all levels, we need to start improving on this. Percy, you can unmute, and I think so we can speak. Yeah. I think so. Nowadays, if we believe Parimal, okay, nowadays, if we believe that they are going to big firms, if you ask someone from a big firm, they also believe they don't continue with them a lot. We need to start understanding what are their requirements, salaries, etc. And we need to start try to match them. Why I'm trying to tell you try to match them, because getting the new people at a lower salary and training them is becoming a more cost for us than retaining our own people. That's what I think so we need to start doing. Someone from WRC, I think so. I think so we can close the session. I think so everything done from my side.
Sir,
Yeah, I think so we are done with the session. Q&As are also done.
2 seconds, sir.
No problem. Percy, you have some query?
Sir, 2 seconds.
No, no problem. No problem. सारे participants को presentation भेजना है. I can't paste that here. I think so. Can I do? I can. Let me try. Just check. Can you open? I've sent the presentation. I have sent the presentation in the chat box. If you can open from the chat box. Yeah, it's already sent. Can someone check whether you can download the presentation from the chat box? Okay, great. That would be wonderful, because I would be sending it to institute. They would send across to you.
Yeah, it can be downloaded.
Great, great. That's good news. So everyone who wants presentation, I have already shared. Rudesh, we completed the session. You can take up. Rudesh?
Yes, yes, Chandan.
Yeah. We completed the session and we discussed all the Q&A items also.
Yes, I think there was some Q&A. I think, yeah, we finished all the questions as well.
Yeah.
Great, great. I think we're extremely thankful, Chandanji, for accepting our invitation, at WRC for Eqm. The audience had an amazing time about learning about the finest aspects of AQMM. Participants, thank you very much for attending today's session, today's webinar. And Chandanji, your hearty thanks on behalf of WRC, Ayurvedic Tanzania, the regional council member. Thank you so much for being there as a speaker, for guiding our participants across. Do we have any more questions from the audience? Oh, lovely, lovely. No, great, great. Thank you so much, Chandanji, for being there, and looking forward to connecting more.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks everyone. I have sent my the presentation already to all of you, and I have shared my mobile number. If you have any query, reach out to me on WhatsApp anytime. Feel free. Thanks, Institute, and thanks everyone. Have a nice day. Good evening.
Thanks.
We can leave.
Shaji, can we close?